Leaving cert higher level coordinate geometry of the line. Extra examples. Revision. In all cases, x1, y1 and x2, y2 represent points. The slope of the line L1 is m1 and the slope of L2 is m2. Number 1. Midpoint of a line segment. The midpoint formula is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, comma, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. 2. Distance between 2 points. D is equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 to be squared plus y2 minus y1 to be squared. 3. Slope of a line M given 2 points. M is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Slope is rise over run equal to tan theta, where theta is the angle the line makes with the positive sense of the x-axis, or the positive side of the x-axis. So this is our x-axis, this is our y-axis, this is our line, and this is the rise and the run. So rise over run is slope. Again, we have our x-axis, our y-axis, and our line. This is the point x1, y1. This is the point x2, y2. The rise is y2 minus y1, which is the numerator of our slope. The run is x2 minus x1, which is the denominator of our slope. And again, here's our x-axis, here's our y-axis, here's our line. This is the angle theta, and this angle is the same, so they're corresponding angles, they're in the same place. If we were to think of this adjacent line and the x-axis as parallel lines, so these angles are the same. This is a right angle triangle, so this is the opposite side to the angle theta. This is the adjacent side to the angle theta. And we know that tan theta, so for tan we think TOA, in SOHCAHTOA from trigonometry, and TOA stands for tan is equal to opposite over adjacent. 4. Parallel lines have equal slopes. If L1 is parallel to L2, then M1 is equal to M2. Conversely, if two lines have equal slopes, then they are parallel. Number 5. If two lines are perpendicular, then the product, which means multiply, of their slopes is minus 1. So if L1 is perpendicular to L2, then M1 multiplied by M2 is equal to minus 1. Conversely, if the slopes of two lines are multiplied and the result is minus 1, then the lines are perpendicular. Note, if we know the slope of a line and we need to find the slope of a line perpendicular to it, simply do the following. Turn the known slope upside down and change its sign. So get the reciprocal. For example, if a line has a slope of minus 3 over 5, then the slope of a line perpendicular to it has a slope of positive 5 over 3. So turn upside down and change its sign. And this is because minus 3 over 5 multiplied by 5 over 3 is equal to minus 1. Number 6. Equation of a line. To find the equation of a line we need the slope of the line M and a point on the line x1, y1, any point on the line. Then use the formula y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. In short, we need the slope and a point on the line. Note, if the slope is a fraction, an alternative version might be useful. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. 7. Slope of a line when given its equation. To find the slope of a line when given its equation, do the following. Method 1. Get y on its own, and the number in front of the x is the slope. Note, the number in front of the x is called a coefficient of x. The number on its own is called a y-intercept. This is where the line cuts the y-axis. In short, write the line in the form of y equals mx plus c. So y equals mx plus c, where the m stands for the slope and the c stands for the y-intercept, which is where the line cuts the y-axis. 7. Slope of a line when given its equation. To find the slope of a line when given its equation, do the following. So this is method 2. If the line is in the form of ax plus by plus c equal to 0, then minus a over b is the slope. So whatever is stuck on in front of the x, divided by whatever is stuck onto the y, and put a minus in front. In words, slope equals minus the number in front of the x, divided by the number in front of the y. Note, when using this method, make sure every term is on the left-hand side in the given equation of the line, so it should all be equal to 0. The x should come first, the y should come second, and the constant, the number that's left over, should come last. 8. Proving lines are parallel or perpendicular. To prove whether or not two lines are parallel, do the following. Number 1. Find the slope of each line. Number 2. A. If the slopes are the same, then the lines are parallel. B. If the slopes are different, the lines are not parallel. To prove whether or not two lines are perpendicular, do the following. 1. Find the slope of each line. 2. Multiply both slopes. 3a. If the answer in step 2 is minus 1, so when you multiply the slopes together, if you get minus 1, then the lines are perpendicular. B. If the answer in step 2 is not minus 1, so when you multiply the two slopes and you don't get minus 1, then the lines are not perpendicular. Note, ax plus by plus k is equal to 0 is a line parallel to the line ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Bx minus ay plus k is equal to 0, or minus bx plus ay plus k is equal to 0, is a line perpendicular to the line ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. 9. Verify that a point belongs to the line. Substitute the coordinates of the point into the equation of the line. If the coordinates satisfy the equation, then the point is on the line. Otherwise, the point is not on the line. So basically, if you get equal to 0 when you sub in your x and y value, then the point is on the line. 10. Point of intersection of two lines. Use the method of solving simultaneous equations to find the point of intersection of two lines. 11. Graphing lines. To draw a line, only 2 points are needed, but personally I think 3, because if you get 2 points and you've made a mistake, you're not going to know you've made a mistake because 2 points will always join together. Whereas if you get 3 points and they form a line, you know you've done your calculations correctly. And if they don't form a line, you know you've made a mistake somewhere. So personally, I would go with 3 points. The easiest points to find are where the lines cut the x and y axes. This is known as the intercept method. Note, on the x-axis, y is equal to 0, and on the y-axis, x is equal to 0. To draw a line, do the following. Number 1, let y equal 0 and find x. Number 2, let x equal 0 and find y. So then you've got 2 points. Number 3, plot these 2 points. Number 4, draw the line through these points. But I would choose another x value, maybe 1 or 2, and sub it into your equation and find your y value. I would always go with a third point. Alternatively, to get all your points, you can use your f of x function on the calculator. So this is the table function. (11) Graphing lines. If the constant in the equation of a line is 0, for example, 3x minus 5y equals 0, so we see that there is no constant here at all, or 4x equals 3y, again there is no constant, then the line will pass through the origin 0, 0. In this case, the intercept method will not work. To draw a line that contains the origin 0, 0, do the following. 1. Choose a suitable value for x and find a corresponding y value for y or vice versa. Plot this point. Number 3. A line drawn through this point and the origin is the required line. So again, personally, I would go for a third point as well, just to be sure. Note, a suitable value is to let x equal the number in front of y, and then find the corresponding value for y or vice versa. Number 12. lines parallel to the axes. X equals 2 is a line parallel to the y-axis through 2 on the x-axis. Likewise, x equals 3 is a line parallel to the y-axis through 3 on the x-axis. And likewise, x equals 4 is a line parallel to the y-axis through 4 on the x-axis, and so on. Y equals minus 1 is a line parallel to the x-axis through minus 1 on the y-axis. Likewise, y equals 2 is a line parallel to the x-axis through 2 on the y-axis. And likewise, y equals 3 is a line parallel to the x-axis through 3 on the y-axis, and so on. Note, y equals 0 is the equation of the x-axis, and x equals 0 is the equation of the y-axis. 13. Transformations of the plane. A. Translation. A translation moves a point in a straight line. B. Central symmetry. Central symmetry is a reflection in a point. C. Axial symmetry. Axial symmetry is a reflection in a line. D. Axial symmetry in the axes or central symmetry in the origin. The following 3 patterns emerge and it is worth memorizing them. Number 1. Axial symmetry in the x-axis, change the sign of y. Axial symmetry in the y-axis, change the sign of x. Number 3. Central symmetry in the origin 0, 0, change the sign of both x and y. Note, under a translation or central symmetry, a line is mapped onto a parallel line. Find the equation of the line that contains the point of intersection of 2x plus 3y minus 12 is equal to 0 and x minus y minus 1 is equal to 0 and is perpendicular to 3x minus 5y minus 2 is equal to 0. Solution method 1. Simultaneous equations show the point of intersection to be 3, 2. 3 is our x value, 2 is our y value. So let's have a look at how we got that. So we take 2x plus 3y minus 12 is equal to 0. We bring the minus 12 over the other side. It becomes positive 12. Then we take x minus y minus 1 is equal to 0. We bring the minus 1 over the equal sign. It becomes positive 1. So we're going to just write out the first line again. So we have 2x plus 3y equals 12. Then we're going to multiply the second line by 3. So we get 3x minus 3y is equal to 3. Now our y's will cancel, and we have 2x plus 3x equals 5x, and 12 plus 3 equals 15. Dividing by 5, we get x is equal to 3. So that's where the 3 came from. Then we sub 3 into one of the equations. So we're going to swap that x for a set of brackets and put 3 into it. So we get 2 times 3 plus 3y equals 12, which gives us 6 plus 3y equal to 12, which gives us 3y is equal to 6, and dividing by 3 we get y is equal to 2. So that's how we got 2 there for the y value. So this is the point of intersection of this line and this line. Lines perpendicular to 3x minus 5y minus 2 is equal to 0 are in the form of 5x plus 3y plus c is equal to 0. So what we do is we swap the 3 and the 5. So instead of 3x minus 5y, we get 5x plus 3y. So we swap the numbers in front of the x and the y, and we also change the sign. So that minus becomes a plus. So we have 5x plus 3y plus c is equal to 0. So instead of this minus 2, we just have a plus c because we don't know what the c is. We don't know what the constant is. So we have 5x plus 3y plus c is equal to 0. We take our point of intersection that we worked out and we sub in our x and y values. So we get 5 times 3 plus 3 times 2 plus c is equal to 0, which gives us 15 plus 6 plus c is equal to 0. And solving for c, we get c is equal to minus 21. So we can swap that c for minus 21. So the equation of the line is 5x plus 3y minus 21. And that is all equal to 0. So we're asked to find the equation of the line that contains the point of intersection of this line and and is perpendicular to this line. And it is 5x plus 3y minus 21 is equal to 0. Method 2. Simultaneous equations show the point of intersection to be 3, 2. So we worked that out in the last part. We're also going to use that again here. So the slope of 3x minus 5y minus 2 equal to 0 is 3/5, because we use our minus a over b formula. So slope is equal to minus a over b. The a is 3, the b is minus 5. So we get minus 3 over minus 5, which is positive 3 over 5. So the slope is 3 over 5. Therefore, the slope of a line perpendicular to it is minus 5 over 3. So we flip this upside down and we change the sign. Flip upside down and change sign. So the slope of the perpendicular line is minus 5 over 3. So the point is 3, 2. Again, we worked that out using simultaneous equations. The slope we know now is minus 5 over 3. And we sub both of those into the equation of the line. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we bring down the y and the minus. The y1 is 2. We bring down the equals. The m is minus 5 over 3. We bring down the bracket and the x, the minus, and x1 we swap for 3. Then to get rid of the fraction, we're going to multiply both sides by 3. So we get 3 times y minus 2 equals minus 5 times x minus 3. Multiplying out the brackets, we get 3y minus 6 equals minus 5x plus 15. And bringing everything over to the left-hand side, we get 5x plus 3y minus 21 is equal to 0. So either of these two methods will work.